see, what disturbs me is I see more and more people kind of dumbing down their software, you know, and this is not to speak badly about Ableton Live at all, because I mean, Robert Henke's a friend of mine, and you know, there are some very good pieces that are created with it, so I don't share that friend of mine's view that it's necessarily creating jingles every time you create a piece. But I think building your own software is one way to combat this, and there's so many authoring programs out there that you can use from, and if you want to work on open source platforms, there's PD, many others. I mean, tons of open source software that you can use to author very, very interesting work. So I think that's one way, because you're not necessarily looking for a pre-packaged piece of software that's manufactured. And believe me, I worked for 5 years in the audio software industry, and so much of software is designed by marketing departments rather than engineers. So you always are suffering from the median under the bell curve of just average people wanting to do average things. And that shifts every year. More and more people want just single button functionality. And once you've done that, then you've taken all possible statistical anomalies or accidents out of the hands of the user. It's made safe. It's like baby-proofing an apartment before you have a baby, right? You make all the sharp edges soft and close off all the gates and of stairways, and so you baby-proof it. And I feel like that's the thing that's really been happening to software over the past 5 to 10 years, is this baby-proofing effect, which I find repulsive personally. I'd much rather build my own software and work with the tools and have them get in the way, because that's what makes you think. This conflict is what's lacking. And the conflict is what creates and allows you to be innovative. So, and taking time. I think taking more time to create a piece. This whole thing of, I can create a track in under 15 minutes. It just, I don't know. I mean, I have yet to hear anything really stunning that was done under 15 minutes. So, and, you know, in the past, like when you were working with Musique Concrète, it took weeks or months to make a piece. So there was so much variability built into a piece of work. One week you might be interested in some aspect of sound, the next week you might be interested in a different aspect of sound, which then shows up in the same piece you're working on. So you give yourself this time for change and evolution and to think things through. So this real-time composition, real-time VJing, real-time this, I mean, it's okay for Twitter and on an iPhone, I guess, but for creating art or sound art or electroacoustic music, I think that's a failure, not in a good way.